angular momentum is something that you are familiar with. You have studied angular momentum in mechanics. Whenever there is some sort of a rotation in mechanics, there is a quantity called angular momentum that is involved. That is important because it is a conserved quantity. So whenever we have an isolated system which is experiencing some sort of a change in its orientation, and by change in its orientation I means rotation about an axis, then there is a quantity associated with that system called angular momentum that is conserved. And in physics, those quantities that are conserved are very important for us, whether it is linear momentum or energy or angular momentum. Whenever you have some quantity that is conserved, that tells us something about how the universe is functioning. That hints us at a certain kind of a symmetry in this particular universe. And more specifically, if we know if a system is evolving in such a manner that one quantity is conserved, then automatically we can use that in our mathematical equations to figure out other kinds of physical quantities. So conservation laws are very important in physics. And whenever we have some kind of a general conservation law associated with some kind of a physical quantity, that physical quantity also becomes very important. So whenever we have mechanical systems which are experiencing rotation, angular momentum becomes important because there is a conservation of angular momentum which is associated with that particular system. Now, when we were talking about the hydrogen atom, we were talking about a proton and an electron surrounding this proton, right? Now, if the electron is indeed going around the nucleus, then if we look at it classically, even in a classical picture, there is an angular momentum which is associated with this electron's revolution. And for the initially, we are only going to look at this angular momentum, which I am going to call as orbital angular momentum. Okay? And not just for hydrogen atom, for any kind of a spherically symmetric potential. We can define angular momentum is equal to r cross p, जो हमारा classical physics का definition है, which is a cross product of the position vector and the momentum, linear momentum vector, which is x, y, z, and then you have the components of linear momentum px, py, pz, ends up giving us ypz minus zpy plus j cap zpx minus xpz plus k cap xpy minus ypx. Okay, so these represent the components of the angular momentum along x, y, and z axis. So we call it Lx I cap plus Ly j cap plus Lz k cap. Fine. All right. So when we talk about angular momentum, if we are looking at this angular momentum because as a vector quantity, then with respect to the x, y, z coordinate system, it has these components Lx, Ly, and Lz. Now, this is a class. This is the definition in classical mechanics. What happens when we go into quantum mechanics? So, by now, you guys are already familiar with the formulation of quantum mechanics. In quantum mechanics, we are not dealing with the physical quantities. We deal with the operators associated with the physical quantities, and then we try to find out how the operators act on the eigenstates of a given quantum mechanical system. And if we get some kind of an eigenvalue equation, from there we can figure out eigenvalues, which will give us something that when we make a measurement on the system for that physical quantity, will be revealed to us in the measurement. Okay, so quantum mechanics is a little bit indirect. In classical mechanics, we deal with the physical quantities themselves, But in quantum mechanics, we do not deal with the physical quantity. We deal with the operators associated with the physical quantity, and those operators acts on the solution of the Schrodinger equation for a given system. And then from there, we try to figure out what are the eigenvalues and eigenvectors, वगैरह वगैरह. ठीक है? So the same thing we do here, that this is a definition of angular momentum. But the moment we come into quantum mechanics, we want to find out the operators that are associated with this particular angular momentum. So here, we're going to be defining the operators with respect to Lx, Ly, Lz separately, and then also an operator associated with the overall L. Okay.
ट्राई करें
Yeah.
ट्राई करें
क्या चीज?
ट्राई कर सकते हैं सर कुत्ते
ट्राई मतलब क्या चीज? अभी तो क्वेश्चन दिया भी नहीं.
मतलब ऑपरेटर फाइंड
हाँ
आउट करना
हाँ, आप सब्सटीट्यूट करना है. हाँ, सब्सटीट्यूट कर सकते हो, बहुत सिंपल ही है. पी को सब्सटीट्यूट करना है यहाँ पे. बता रहा हूँ मैं वही करने जा रहा था. आप करके देख सकते हो. पी के ऑपरेटर को सब्सटीट्यूट करना है. ठीक है, वही मैं नोट डाउन कर रहा हूँ. द ऑपरेटर कॉरेस्पॉन्डिंग to angular momentum can be obtained by substituting R and P with their corresponding quantum mechanical operators. Okay, now you guys are already familiar with the fact that R as an operator is simply associated with the X operator, Y operator, Z operator. And when we talk about Px operator, that is minus iota h cross del upon del x. Py operator minus iota h cross del upon del y. Pz operator minus iota h cross del upon del z. तो अगर हम इनको देखें, you see this, Lx is what? This. Ly is what? This. Lz is what? This. So now I can define the various operators Lx, Ly, and Lz. What is Lx? Lx is ypz minus zpy. Ypz minus zpy. But Lx operator के लिए we will be dealing with the operators here. Okay. So this finally becomes what? It becomes y minus iota h cross बाहर निकल जाएगा. Y del upon del z minus z del upon del y. That's it. This is the angular momentum operator with respect to the x-axis. Ly similar होगा आपका. Ly will be what? Zpx minus xpz. Zpx minus xpz minus iota h cross z del upon del x minus x del upon del z. And Lz is equal to xpy minus ypx. Which is minus iota h cross x del upon del y minus y del upon del x. Okay. Now these are the operator expressions with respect to Cartesian coordinates. ठीक है? Which is important for us. Okay. But कभी कभी there are certain questions TFI वगैरह में पूछा है. You might have to figure out with respect to the spherical coordinates also, because वैसे भी we are dealing with a spherically symmetric potential, right? So I'm just going to write down the expressions, all right, with respect to spherical coordinates. This becomes this is equal to, I'm just writing the final expression, iota h cross sine phi del upon del theta plus cot theta cos phi del upon del phi. Okay, and this is equal to iota h cross minus cos phi del upon del theta plus cot theta sine phi del upon del phi, and the last expression is minus iota h cross del upon del phi. So these are the operators Lx, Ly, Lz. They correspond to the angular momentum components along xyz axis, and they can be written in terms of Cartesian coordinates as well as in terms of spherical coordinates in this particular manner. Now, how are Lx, Ly and Lz related to one another? Well, quite simple, right? If they are related by the angular momentum square is equal to Lx square plus Ly square plus Lz square, even for the operators, okay, which in spherical coordinates comes out to be minus h cross square 1 upon sine theta del upon del theta of sine theta del upon del theta plus 1 upon sine square theta del 2 upon del phi 2. Okay, this is in spherical coordinates. Now,
सर
yeah,
ये LX LY LZ को स्फेरिकल कोऑर्डिनेट्स में भी क्या LX LY रखेंगे?
pardon?
ये जो
किसको
आपने
पूछना?
LX LY LZ लिखा है
हाँ हाँ हाँ,
उसको स्फेरिकल कोऑर्डिनेट्स में क्या क्या लिखेंगे? LX LY LZ ही रहेगा या फिर आपका भाई क्या?
यूजुअली क्या होता है, आप एल एल थीटा एल फाई ये पूछ रहे हो आप?
यस सर.
हाँ नहीं, यूजुअली वी आर ओनली डीलिंग विद एल एक्स एल वाई एल सेट. आपको बहुत ही कम ऐसे क्वेश्चंस मिलेंगे जहाँ पे यू विल हैव टू डील विद एनी अदर एक्सिस. वी आर मोस्टली डीलिंग विद एल एक्स एल वाई एल सेट. हाउएवर कभी कभी वहाँ पे ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन माइट बी रिक्वायर्ड. वन और टू क्वेश्चंस आर देयर जिसमें Lx needs to be written in terms of r theta phi, or Ly needs to be written in terms of r theta phi, or Lz needs to be written in terms of r theta phi. ऐसे situations में overall these are the expressions. These are the expressions. That's what it is. इससे ज़्यादा आपको नहीं, I don't think it's going to be relevant more than that. This is also not that important. एक दो ही सवाल है where you write Lx, Ly, Lz or L square in spherical coordinates. If you do that, you can use these expressions. I'm just giving it to you as like some additional formula. आप इसको याद नहीं भी रखे हुए, बस आप इसको याद रखो Lz को, ये थोड़ा important हो जाता है. This is a little bit important. Lz in terms of the coordinates r theta phi. Others are not that important actually. All right. Now the thing is, if you look at Lx, Ly, Lz, are these Hermitian operators or non-Hermitian? एलेक्स एल वाई एल जेड को देख के क्या लग रहा है, हर्मिशन है या नॉन हर्मिशन?
कम्यूट करा के
नॉन
देखना।
बस देख के नहीं बोल सकते हर्मिशन है कि नहीं, नॉन हर्मिशन है? व्हाई डू यू थिंक इट्स नॉन हर्मिशन?
del by del theta is non-Hermitian.
बट देयर इज एन आयोटा हियर ना, आपने आयोटा नोटिस नहीं किया?
सर ये हर्मिशन होगा।
Sir, all operators have to be a Hermitian operator.
All physical quantities, all operators related to physical quantities are Hermitian by definition. So ये भी हर्मिशन ही है, बिकॉज इफ यू रिमेंबर डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स का जो डैगर है दैट इज इक्वल टू माइनस डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स, दैट इज नॉन हर्मिशन। बट यहाँ पे क्या है आपका, आयोटा मल्टीप्लाई हो रहा है ना, सो आयोटा डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स हो जाएगा, दैट इज अ हर्मिशन ऑपरेटर, आयोटा डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स। बाय द वे यहाँ पे x भी मल्टीप्लाइड है बट उससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा। मैं जस्ट इफ़ यू जस्ट टेक अ लुक एट इट, उससे नहीं फ़र्क पड़ेगा, क्योंकि अगर मैं इसको ऐसे लिखता हूँ आयोटा z डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स हर्मिशन एडजॉइंट, दिस इज सिंपली गोइंग टू बिकम लेट्स सपोज आयोटा डेल अपॉन डेल एक्स Hermitian adjoint Z Hermitian adjoint which is going to be, अच्छा यहाँ पे ऑर्डर रिवर्स हो जाएगा ना, नहीं दिस इज आई थिंक ऐसे मैं नहीं शो कर पाऊंगा क्योंकि ये पूरा एक्सप्रेशन में और भी टर्म्स इन्वॉल्व है, बट इट इज़ हर्मिशन। ओके, इट इज़ हर्मिशन बिकॉज हर्मिशन ऑपरेटर्स आर दोज ऑपरेटर्स whose eigenvalues are real, and it is a condition on all physical quantities that the operators associated with all physical quantities will be Hermitian, whether it is energy operator or position operator or linear momentum operator or angular momentum operator or spin angular momentum operator or some kind of an angular displacement operator or any other operator associated with a physical quantity. Lx, Ly and Lz are Hermitian. Okay. Now, before we go into what is the nature of their operation onto an eigenstate, because ultimately we have to go there, because we have to take the eigenstates of, let's suppose, a hydrogen atom, and let us take a look at how Lx, Ly, Lz operates on them. But before that, let us take a look at some of their properties in terms of different kinds of identities associated with the various commutators. Okay. So first, let us take a look at their commutation relations. I'm moving a little bit forward. Okay, आगे बढ़ रहा हूँ मैं. So you guys are familiar with the commutation relations of position and momentum, right? What is this commutator? Iota H cross, or y and py is iota H cross, or z and pz is iota H cross. Okay, fine. So what about if I want to find out the commutator of Lx, Ly?
सर मैंने कैलकुलेट किया इसको भी।
पूरा सॉल्व कर लिया?
हाँ, एक
क्या
कर
आया?
लिया है, तो आई थिंक दूसरे भी ऐसे ही होंगे। इसका
क्या
है
है?
आयोटा एच कैट एल जेड।
करेक्ट है, करेक्ट है, ये तो फॉर्मूला ही है, एक तरीके से आइडेंटिटी है. So Lx Ly, if I write here, what is Lx Ly? Lx is ypz minus zpy. Ypz minus zpy. What is Ly? Ly is equal to zpx minus xpz, comma zpx minus xpz. Now remember, हमने जब कम्यूटेटर एल्जेब्रा से रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम्स करे थे. At that point in time, we have solved questions which involved complicated commutator expressions, which we had to simplify, look at their terms, and then simplify to get an answer. That is all we have to do here also. So if you remember, when we were doing like the commutators, I gave you certain identities. If you have a commutator of, let's suppose, a plus b and c plus d, what will happen? You'll separate out a once and then b another time, and then you separate out c once and d another time. So you'll end up getting 4 terms. ठीक है? So first term आएगा ये, या फिर मैं इसको simplify कर ही देता हूँ. So let's suppose मैं इसको देखता हूँ पहले. Let us first look at the sum of this. Okay. So ypz minus zpy comma zpx. This is one commutator. And then minus ypz minus zpy and comma xpz. Okay, now let us do the same for this sum and this sum, and we will end up getting ypz comma zpx minus zpy comma zpx. Okay, and then minus ypz comma xpz and minus plus ypz comma नहीं ypz नहीं zpy comma xpz. That's it. All right, now so in this expression I can take z is like a common here. I can take z out of it. So commutator होगा मेरे पास px py का. What is the commutator of py px? Anybody? Commutator of py px. पता है ना? Commutator of x y क्या होता है? Commutator of px py क्या होता है? You guys know this, right? Commutator of z px क्या होता है? What are the commutators of these expressions?
Zero.
Zero.
All right. Only xpx we have a commutator. Ypy we have a commutator. Zpz we have a commutator. All other combinations will give you 0. So this comes out to be 0. Same here, I can take pz common. So I end up getting a commutator of y comma x, which is also 0. Okay. So now let's look at these two terms, ypz minus zpx. Ypz minus zpx. Ypz minus zpx is equal to, एक टर्म आएगा, y को मैं बाहर निकाल देता हूं, pz कॉमा z and px. ठीक है. What about the other terms? pz and z will survive. ये वाला जो टर्म है, इनका कम्यूटेटर जो है सर्वाइव करेगा. All other combinations, ypx, pz px, yz, they will not survive. Plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. Okay. And similarly here also plus 0 plus 0 plus 0. एक ही टर्म सर्वाइव करेगा. Just which one will survive? Which combination will survive? Z pz. This combination will survive. Z pz will survive. सो जेड पी जेड को सर्वाइव करने के लिए एक्स लेफ्ट हैंड साइड बाहर आएगा, तो जेड पी जेड एंड पी वाई ये वाला टर्म बचेगा, ठीक है. ऑल अदर टर्म्स विल वैनिश. And so therefore what is ZPZ? So ZPZ is equal to iota H cross, and PZZ is equal to minus iota H cross. Am I correct? Yes. So this comes out to be y minus iota H cross px plus x iota H cross py. So this comes out to be iota H cross common, x py common minus ypx. If you make a comparison, xpy minus ypx, what is this? Xpy minus ypx is Lz, the component of angular momentum along z axis. So therefore I can write this as this is equal to iota H cross Lz. So therefore we have a very important identity that the commutator of Lx and Ly operator is equal to iota H cross Lz operator. Very important relation. याद रखने में मुश्किल नहीं है. Very important relation. Now similarly you can also try to find out the other commutators. ठीक है, I have shown you for this case. I don't need to show for all the other cases, but if you want you can try it in a similar fashion, and you can get similarly. If you try to find out the commutator of Ly and Lz, anybody knows what it comes out to be?
iota H cat Lx.
Iota H cut Lx. This is what it comes out to be. And if I find out the commutator of Lz, Lx, the commutator is iota H cross Ly. This is the commutator. Okay. You can check it yourself. Check. Okay, you can check it yourself. Take it as a homework problem. In a similar fashion, write down the operator definitions within the commutator, simplify all the terms, and you'll get the final answer. We can combine all these three expressions into a very general expression, which we can write as generally speaking, Li comma Lj commutator, I and j can be xyz कुछ भी, ठीक है, is equal to iota H cross Levi-Civita tensor ijk Lk. आप लोगों को Levi-Civita tensor क्या है मालूम है ना? You guys are familiar with it? Do I need to explain it?
Yes, sir.
Explain करूँ?
Yes, sir. कर दीजिए.
Okay. So Levi-Civita tensor is an interesting tensor. It's a 3x3x3 tensor, which has some very interesting properties, and it's very similar to, let's suppose, a Kronecker delta. If you are familiar with the Kronecker delta, Ij, now that Kronecker delta is basically equal to +1 for I equals to j and -1 for I not equal to j. Kronecker delta. Okay. Levi-Civita tensor, you can think of it as an extension of the Kronecker
zero
delta.
होगा ना?
Oh, sorry, zero. So Levi-Civita tensor. you will find this Levi-Civita tensor in various relations in angular momentum, in spin angular momentum when we are dealing with Pauli matrices, and also in classical mechanics. Okay, so it arises multiple times. So all you need to know, at least for this particular purpose, is that you have this cyclic permutation of ijk. Okay, subscript जो मैंने लिखा है, what are the subscript? You can think of the subscript as I, J, and K. Okay, so if it is a cyclic permutation of ijk, it's a cyclic permutation of ijk, then the Levi-Civita tensor epsilon I jk is equal to +1. That's it. Okay, this is equal to +1. +1 when? Just a moment. So when is it +1? When you end up when it's a cyclic permutation of cyclic permutation of ijk. ठीक है, ijk. Okay, what does it mean? It means if I say Li, Lj, and iota h cross Lk, what is this? This is a cyclic permutation. So the Levi-Civita tensor comes out to be 1. So it's a 1 plus multiplied by 1. ठीक है, यहाँ पे Lijk जो है, इसको Ijk मैंने इसलिए लिखा है for the sake of sort of a generalized expression. You can think of Li as Lx, Lj as Ly, or Lk as Lz. ठीक है. Similarly, if I write Lj, Lk, then this will give us a term. It will leave a term where it will be +1 for Li. This one, +1. And if I have a commutator Lk and Lj, this will leave a non-zero term for +1 term for L, K, नहीं sorry, K, उसके बाद I and J. ठीक है, I hope you are understanding these operators. तो यही हमारे 3 expression है that I have written here. These are the only 3 expressions I have written for when the Levi-Civita tensor is equal to 1 for a cyclic permutation. So essentially you are going from Lx, Ly, Lz. ठीक है, so commutator of Lx, Ly is iota h cross Lz. Commutator of Ly, Lz is iota h cross Lx. Commutator of Lz, Lx is iota h cross Ly. Easy to understand. Now what about the other possibilities? You get -1 for anti-cyclic permutation. Anti-cyclic permutation means if you go in reverse, if you go like this, if you go in reverse. So for example, if I give you an expression, let's suppose I say L, J, Li. Okay, it's not Li, Lj, it's Lj, Li, commutator. This will be iota h cross. If I write here Lk, then the Levi-Civita tensor will be -1, so it will be a -1 term here. Are you following? Follow kar pa rahe ho? So if I'm going in reverse, Lj, Lx, तो reverse में L के ही आएगा but minus term आ जाएगा. Similarly, if I say L Lx, Lz. I'm going in reverse. This will give me minus iota h cross Ly. Similarly, अच्छा xy के terms में नहीं I so L I L Z L J है ना, and L Z L Y. This will give me minus iota h cross L Li. ठीक है. So basically you can figure out any kind of a commutator relationship from here. If I give you Lx Lz, what is this relation going to be equal to? बताइए, based on what I just now said. Lx Lz का commutator क्या होगा?
minus iota h cross L by
Y, Ly. Correct. Very good. ठीक है. And of course 0 for repetition of I j k. So for example repetition अगर हो रहा है, so let's suppose if I say Li, now that will lead to Lewis-Hewlett tensor 0, तो 0 हो जाएगा. ठीक है. If I say Ly, Lj, that will lead to 0. Lk, 0. Okay. Now of course इतना simple नहीं है. It just gives us the identities. मैंने इसलिए expressions लिख दिया. Ultimately what happens is that if you try to look at all the possibilities, there are 3 cross 3 cross 3 terms here. So 27 terms are there. Lewis-Hewlett tensor simply defines the coefficient associated with each of these terms, whether it is 0 or whether it is non-zero. And from there, whatever survives, we get an identity. So this expression is very important because it helps you remember all the various identities corresponding to Lx, Ly, Lz. Okay? If you remember this formula, then you should be able to figure out any combination of the Lx, Ly, Lz in the form of a commutator. Okay? All right. So this was an important relationship, and most of the formulas that I'm highlighting with yellow, these are all important. So please mention it in your formula sheets. You will be using them later on in problem solving. आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now another commutator that is important to us is the combination of a component with respect to the overall angular momentum. See, here we have one operator, two operator, three operator, but also this operator. This is also an operator, right? L square is also an operator. So L square is an operator associated with the overall overall angular momentum, while Lx, Ly, Lz are for angular momentum components along the x, y, z axis respectively. So let's suppose I take an example that I want to find out the angular momentum of L square, comma L square, comma Lx. L square, comma Lx. So what is L square? L square is equal to Lx square plus Ly square plus Lz square, comma, and then we have Lx. Okay. So now, what is Lx square Lx? एक commutator आ जाएगा, plus Ly square Lx, another commutator, plus L square Z square Lx, another commutator. So this comes out to be, if I take Lx common, once I'll get Lx, comma Lx, another term I'll get Lx, comma Lx, and Lx coming out on the right hand side. ये दो term आ गए, ठीक है? And next we will have Ly and then Ly, comma Lx. I hope you are understanding these expressions. नहीं तो आप पूछ सकते हो मेरे को. And you have Ly, comma Lx and Ly, because the square term is just a product of each of the terms twice, right? So इसको हमने दो बार निकाल दिया. And then Lz, comma Lx plus Lz, comma Lx, LZ. ठीक है, I hope you are understanding. What is the commutator of LX? LX 0. Commutator of LX LX 0. And the others लिख के देखते हैं. Okay. So what is the commutator of LY LX? Commutator of LY LX is minus iota h cross LZ. है ना? LY LX is minus iota h cross LZ. LY plus LZ LX is iota h cross LY. Iota h cross LY. LX. Okay. So therefore this expression finally becomes minus iota h cross LY LZ minus iota h cross LZ LY plus iota h cross LZ LY plus iota h cross LY LX. So what happens? Minus iota h cross LZ LY gets cancelled. Minus iota h cross LY LZ.
ये एलेक्स गलत जगह
LZ
पर
है,
आ
सॉरी LZ है, सॉरी ये LZ है, गलती से लिख दिया, LZ है ये. तो ये भी कैंसिल आउट हो जाएगा. तो फाइनली कम्स आउट टू बी 0. Finally comes out to be 0. Okay, so you have these relationships, very important relationships, that L square comma Lx commutator comes out to be 0. Similarly, if I also do the same thing for L square Ly commutator, I will also get that to be 0. And if I do for L square Lz commutator, that will also come out to be 0. Very important. Now tell me something. Maybe I've mentioned this in the class before. What is the significance of a commutator? What can you conclude based on whether a commutator is 0 or non-zero between two operators?
सर आइगन वेक्टर्स की इंफॉर्मेशन मिल सकती है.
Eigenvectors की information मिल सकती है, correct. But something else, a more general thing. If two operators commute, what does it mean in terms of the physical significance in that system?
Real eigenvalue.
Something more. Physical significance. If two operators commute, did I not mention this? Maybe I have mentioned it. I think I have mentioned it. Let's suppose if you have an operator A and B and they do commute, one conclusion that I'm expecting to hear from you, क्या होगा?
सर ये मतलब हम एक बार में दो मेजरमेंट ऑब्जर्व कर सकते हैं.
Ha, exactly. So I was talking about the uncertainty relation. The generalized uncertainty relation, you are aware, right? मैंने बताया तो होगा, I guess, पहले. I think I have mentioned it before in.
नहीं सर, ये आपने मेंशन नहीं किया था उसमें कम्यूटेशन.
नहीं किया?
नहीं.
कोई बात नहीं, अभी कर देते हैं.
बट आपने इन्फॉर्मेशन दी थी कि 2 एट अ टाइम वाली.
हाँ?
2 एट अ टाइम वाली आपने इन्फॉर्मेशन दी थी, बस उसको मेंशन नहीं करवाया था नोट्स में.
कम्यूटेटर अलजेब्रा मैंने कहाँ पढ़ाया था? लेक्चर नंबर 13, यहाँ पे 14, 15. नहीं बताया था क्या? चलो कोई बात नहीं, अभी बता देते हैं. अभी थोड़ा सा बताया तो था यार. ये लेक्चर नंबर 10, ये लेक्चर नंबर 10, ये लेक्चर नंबर 10 है दिस थिंग. If A and B commute, uncertainty relation does not apply. If A and B do not commute, then uncertainty relation applies. भूल गए आप लोग? याद आ रहा है कुछ? अगर दो ऑपरेटर कम्यूट करते हैं, it means that there is no uncertainty relation associated with those two physical quantities. Therefore, in an experiment, theoretically speaking, you can measure both those two quantities with absolute accuracy simultaneously in a given system. But if they do not commute, in that means you cannot measure both those two physical quantities with absolute accuracy simultaneously in a given system. There will be a limit imposed by the uncertainty relation. So that is what one of the physical significance of a commutator is. If a commutator between two operators is 0, it means no uncertainty relation. If it is non-zero, it means there is an uncertainty relationship. याद आ गया? बताइए.
यस सर.
Okay. So the same thing, that is what I wanted to mention here in terms of a physical significance of these identities. What it means is that if you look at these relations, their commutator is non-zero, right? Commutator is non-zero, which means that you cannot never really measure them simultaneously with absolute accuracy. However, the components Lx, Ly, Lz, all, you can never measure them absolutely with arbitrary level of accuracy. However, L square and Lx is equal to 0. That means you can measure the magnitude of the total angular momentum and one of its components with absolute accuracy for a system. Similarly, you can measure the total angular momentum and one of its components with absolute accuracy. Similarly, you can measure its total angular momentum and one of its components with absolute accuracy, which is interesting because what it means is you cannot measure the angular momentum components of a given quantum mechanical system with arbitrary accuracy at the same time, but you can measure the total angular momentum, which is L square, and one of the components with absolute accuracy simultaneously in a given system. Okay? So the general answer, फिर ये लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है फिर मुझे, ठीक है? Which is helpful. Why? It is helpful because then we go into आप जो कह रहे थे, they share the eigenstates. All right. So we will be choosing this. It's arbitrary. Whether you choose X, whether you choose Y, whether you choose Z, it doesn't really make much of a difference. All are arbitrary. But usually क्या होता है, whenever we talk about Z axis, we are usually by convention talking about the direction of magnetic field वगैरह वगैरह. So we give it a slightly more importance. Therefore, whenever we are going to look at the eigenvalue expressions, etc., we will be looking at the eigenvalues and the eigenstates associated with L square and Lz pair. Okay, we will be looking at the L square and Lz pair. Again, not L square Ly or L square Lx, but L square Lz pair. तो वो एक तरीके से कन्वेंशन बन जाएगा, वहां से we will proceed with the calculations. ठीक है? Further कुछ relations है before we go there. Further कुछ relations है मैं लिख देता हूँ. I'm not going to give you the proof, but based on what we have discussed, I think you are now capable of deriving various kinds of relationships if needed. Further relations. So yeah.
सर एक रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे कि एक आप एक्स्ट्रा क्लास रखिए ना संडे वगैरह को, ये संडे को नहीं मतलब नेक्स्ट संडे को या उसके नेक्स्ट, आप पार्टिकल इन 2D और 3D बॉक्स में थोड़ा सा मतलब रिवाइज करवा देते सही से तो.
बट वो तो बहुत इजी था, मैंने तो करा था काफी डिटेल में.
लेकिन सर उसके क्वेश्चंस काफी डिफिकल्ट हो रहे हैं, तो थोड़ा सा
Can you
और
send
प्रॉब्लम.
me? Can you send me some of those questions? आप ग्रुप में शेयर कर दो, ग्रुप में शेयर कर दो, मैं वही आंसर कर दूंगा. और बाय द वे मैंने अभी अपने डू यू फॉलो माय यूट्यूब चैनल?
यस सर.
मैंने अभी रिसेंटली इस वीक को 2 वीडियो पब्लिश किया है. एक पार्टिकल इन 2D बॉक्स, दूसरा पार्टिकल इन 3D बॉक्स का डिराइवेशन और उससे रिलेटेड सर्टेन विजुअलाइजेशंस ऑफ द आइगन फंक्शंस एंड द प्रोबेबिलिटी डेंसिटीज एंड द एनर्जी लेवल्स. चाहो तो आप एक बार देख सकते हो स्किप करके, मतलब डिराइवेशन मैंने पूरा इंक्लूड किया, वो बहुत इजी है एक्चुअली, आप देख सकते हो. और फॉर क्वेश्चन जो है आप ग्रुप में शेयर कर दो, मैं वहाँ आंसर कर दूंगा. ठीक है? इनकेस अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो क्लास में डिस्कस कर लेंगे, कोई बात नहीं. सो Further, some relations are there. It's important, so I'm highlighting it. You can derive it on your own. What is the LXPX का कम्यूटेटर क्या होगा? Any guess कोई कर सकता है? LXPX
सर
हम्म,
एक्स होना चाहिए,
क्या?
एक्स।
LX को जब हम लिखेंगे तो YPZ माइनस ZPY है ना? YPZ ZPY इनका किसी के साथ भी कॉम्बिनेशन PX के साथ नॉन जीरो आता है कम्यूटेटर? सब तो जीरो आता है ना, समझ रहे हो? आप अगर LX को देखोगे, व्हाट इज LX? LX इज दिस YPZ माइनस ZPY. YPZ और ZPY में कोई ऐसा टर्म है जिसका अगर हम PZ के साथ एक कम्यूटेटर बना दे, PX के साथ कम्यूटेटर बना दे, वो नॉन जीरो आएगा? ऐसा कोई भी टर्म है ही नहीं. सारे कॉम्बिनेशंस विल लीड टू जीरो if you think about it. So this is actually zero. Are you understanding? If you think about it, LX doesn't contain any term whose commutator with PX will be non-zero. All will vanish. Same way you can think of it like for this also. LYPY इसका सोच के बताओ आप. इसका क्या होगा? LYPY
Similarly, zero.
zero होगा because LYPY is what? ZPX minus XPZ. कोई ऐसा टर्म है जिसका कॉम्बिनेशन विद PY कम्यूटेटर विल बी नॉन जीरो? नहीं है, सारा जीरो ही होगा. ऑल द टर्म्स विल वैनिश. ठीक है. सिमिलरली LZPZ will also come out to be zero. ठीक है. However, LX, PY ये जीरो होगा कि नॉन जीरो होगा? जीरो होगा या नॉन जीरो होगा?
Non-zero.
नॉन जीरो होगा because LX is equal to YPZ minus ZPY. So basically I end up getting this term. So यहाँ पे
IH कट PZ आएगा क्या?
यहाँ पे आपका होगा कौन सा टर्म सरवाइव करेगा? जो YPY वाला टर्म सरवाइव करेगा, है ना? बाकी तो वैनिश हो जाएंगे. YPY वाला टर्म सरवाइव करेगा. सोचो एक बार, YPY वाला टर्म अगर सरवाइव करेगा तो वो जो PZ है वो यहाँ सरवाइव करेगा, तो IH क्रॉस PZ आएगा बेसिकली. आप इसको डिटेल में कैलकुलेट करके देख सकते हो. मैं अभी जैसे आपको एक्सप्रेशंस बता रहा हूँ. LY similarly LYPZ is equal to IH cut PX and LZPX is similarly equal to IH cut PY. In fact, there is a general expression here, if you are interested, involving the Levi-Civita tensor. LIPJ commutator is equal to IH cut Levi-Civita tensor I cap J cap K cap as subscript PK. ठीक है, जनरल एक्सप्रेशन. एंड सिमिलरली LX, X क्या होगा ये देख के बता सकते हो आप. LX, X commutator is, make a guess.
Zero.
जीरो.
Zero. And LY, Y commutator is equal to 0. LZ, Z commutator is equal to 0. And similarly LX, Y commutator, it comes out to be iota H cross Z. Okay. And ly comma z commutator is equal to iota h cross x, and lz comma x commutator is iota h cross y. There is also general relation involved here. So li comma j, li comma j is equal to iota h cross epsilon I j k k. समझ रहे हो? यहाँ पे I j k is basically x y z. ठीक है? In that sense, you have these relations. So if you look at these relations, there is a certain kind of a, I mean, it's easy to remember. It's not that difficult. मतलब a commutator of lx, ly, lz with either px, py, pz will be non-zero. It will follow this. And a commutator of lx, ly, lz with either x, y, z will also be non-zero. It will follow this. That's it. ठीक है? बट मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंटली ये रिलेशन आपके लिए याद है, इंपॉर्टेंट है, और ये रिलेशंस आपके लिए इंपॉर्टेंट है. ठीक है? सो वंस यू गेट टू नो दिस रिलेशंस, देयर आर अ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. ट्राई करते हैं थोड़ा सा. ठीक है? लेट मी गिव यू अ कपल ऑफ क्वेश्चंस टू ट्राई. आई होप यू हैव नोटेड दिस डाउन. जस्ट गिव मी अ मोमेंट. Please try this question. It's a question from CSI Net, December 2018. Consider an operator AX is equal to LYPZ minus LZPY, where Li and Pi are respectively the components of angular momentum and linear momentum operator. What is the commutator of AXX? बताइए. Very simple question.
सर ए.
कैलकुलेट कर लिया आपने? करेक्ट.
सर जैसे एक मैं मतलब बात पूछना चाह रहा था, जैसे अगर कम्यूटेटर को हम डायरेक्टली जो हमें दिया जाता है ना, जैसे ये यहाँ पर दिया गया ए एक्स कोमा एक्स, और इसको इसी को हम यूज कर ले, जैसे ए एक्स इंटू एक्स माइनस एक्स ए एक्स कर दें इसको, और फिर जो गिवन वैल्यूज है उनको सब्स्टिट्यूट करके और रिजल्ट को अगर निकालें, तो क्या रिजल्ट गलत निकलेगा
नहीं तो
कि सही आएगा
सही आएगा.
सब्स्टिट्यूशन पे ना? मतलब ऐसा हुआ, मैंने अभी 2 बार किया ना इसको, 2 अलग अलग मेथड में, तो दोनों बार रिजल्ट आया. तो शायद मैं इसीलिए क्लियर करना चाहता था कि ऐसा तो नहीं है कि शायद कुछ एक के लिए ये वैलिड हो, बाकियों के लिए वैलिड ना हो.
नहीं नहीं, सबके लिए वैलिड है. बस आप ऑर्डर को चेंज मत करना. AX X को X AX मत करना, बस ये है.
ठीक है सर.
दैट्स इट. बाकी तो
क्योंकि सर
valid
उससे
ही
थोड़ा सा आसान हो जाता है, क्योंकि बार बार कंप्यूटेशन में करने में ना, इधर उधर शिफ्ट करने में एक आध तो गड़बड़ हो ही जाता है, और ये मल्टीप्लिकेशन
ओके.
में क्या हो जाता है कि थोड़ा सा आसान बना रहता है.
फिर
क्योंकि
टर्म्स
ये
बहुत ज्यादा नहीं हो जाएगा फिर?
सर टर्म्स तो ज्यादा हो जाता है, लेकिन उसमें ना उसमें मैं भूल जाता हूँ कि किसको आगे रखूँ किसको पीछे करूँ, और इसमें क्या होता है, मल्टीप्लिकेशन में सीधा चला चला जाता है।
उसमें सिर्फ लेफ्ट वाले को लेफ्ट में रखो, राइट वाले को राइट में रखो, बस इतना ही याद रखना है। हाँ, आप ऐसे भी कर सकते हो, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, बट मैं उससे कर के दिखा देता हूँ। उसमें आपको बस ये रखना है कि जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल ए बी सी ये कम्यूटेटर है ना, तो आपको दो बार निकालना है, एक बार ए लेफ्ट में निकालना है बी सी, और दूसरी बार बी को निकालना है ए सी बी। तो लेफ्ट वाले को आपने लेफ्ट में निकाल दिया और राइट वाले को आपने राइट में निकाल दिया, बात खत्म। उतना ही है, वही है बस, ये चीज़ याद रखोगे तो ठीक है, at least when three terms are involved. Okay, so ax comma x commutator, so this gives us ly pz minus lz py comma x is equal to ly pz comma x, ये तो सम है, तो सम तो ऐसे आएगा माइनस lz py comma x, ठीक है। ओके शिवम, अब मैं इसको अप्लाई करता हूँ यहाँ पे। अब मैं अप्लाई करूँगा तो एक बार ly बाहर आएगा, फिर pz x आएगा, और दूसरी बार आएगा pz बाहर, ly अंदर रहेगा, ठीक है। pz आएगा राइट की तरफ, दैट्स इट, ऑलराइट। नेक्स्ट का अगर हम देखें, lz बाहर आएगा एंड pyx यू हैव माइनस, दूसरी बार आएगा lz बाहर अंदर रहेगा, py बाहर आएगा बट टुवर्ड्स द राइट, दैट्स इट। So what is the commutator of pzx? 0. Commutator of lyx, ये अभी मैंने आप लोग को बताया। Commutator of lyx is what? Lyx is, come on.
IH cut LZ, sorry, PZ.
No,
No,
lyx,
Z.
हाँ, बट ये परम्यूटेशन इवन है या ऑड है,
Odd है,
तो
minus
माइनस
है।
आएगा ना फिर एक, ठीक है ना। ये याद है ना, ये so ijk, so commutator of angular momentum with coordinate yx के बाद z आएगा, z, बट क्योंकि yx हो रहा है तो माइनस एच क्रॉस माइनस आयोटा एच क्रॉस z ये आएगा, ठीक है। सिमिलरली pyx ये 0 है, और ये क्या होगा, lzx बताइए, lzx इज
Minus
आयोटा
IH
एच
cut
कट
Y.
भाई।
आयोटा एच कट y,
Oh, sorry.
माइनस नहीं आएगा,
हाँ,
zx
अमन,
y, so this becomes minus iota h cut z pz minus iota h cut y py, so this comes out to be minus iota h cut z pz plus y py minus iota h cut z pz plus y py, that's it। इतना कुछ मुश्किल नहीं था, नेट का सवाल है 2018 का, 3.5 मार्क्स का होगा मोस्ट लाइकली, 5 मार्क्स का तो नहीं होगा, 3.5 मार्क्स का होगा, बट कुछ नहीं था इसमें, 2 मिनट के अंदर यू कैन सॉल्व इट, रिलेटिवली इजी। ओके, चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं। प्लीज ट्राई दिस क्वेश्चन नेक्स्ट, ये वाला अगेन नेट का ही सवाल है। Lx, Ly, Lz are the components of angular momentum operator. The commutator Lx, Lx, Ly, Lz is what? ये आप प्लीज ट्राई and write the answer in the chat. Pradeep, your answer is correct. Very good. Shivam, correct answer. Good. So this involves a product of three operators. So you can try to figure out what could be the expression or simplification of that by taking like a general expression like a commutator of A, comma, B, C, D. Okay, so if we do this, we can think of it as a product of B and CD separately first. If we think of it as a product of B and CD, तो B पहले आएगा बाहर and then you will have A comma CD and then you will have A comma B and CD बाहर आ जाएगा, based on the property that we know. Now you can apply the same thing here यहाँ पे. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा, B C एक बार बाहर आएगा A comma D प्लस B A comma C और D बाहर आएगा और प्लस यहाँ पे A comma B C D. That's it. So you can use this expression here. Okay. So Lx comma Ly comma Lz में कैप नहीं लिख रहा, बहुत लिखना पड़ता है. Lx Ly Lz. Shoaib, it's not correct. So basically I am going to use this expression or A comma B C D commutator is equal to क्या होगा, A comma B C D ये एक टर्म है और B A C D ये एक टर्म है और B C A D. You might not be able to memorize the whole thing, but if you know how to separate the terms in a product, you can derive it yourself in the exam. So here we have Lx, Ly, Lz. तो इसको हम कैसे लिख सकते हैं, Lx comma Lx and then you have Ly, Lz. Okay, and then Lx comma Lx comma Ly comma Lz, and then you have Lx comma Ly, sorry, Lx Ly, Lx comma Lz. Okay, what is Lx Lx? 0. What is Lx Ly? Iota h cross Lz. What is Lx Lz? Minus iota h cross Ly. है ना? Therefore, this becomes Lx iota h cross Lz Lz, and this is minus iota h cross Ly. So what is this? What is this? This is iota h cross Lx Lz square minus Ly square. This is the answer. Option number A. देखिए नेट का क्वेश्चन है बट इतने में ही हो गया, 4 लाइन में हो गई, इससे ज़्यादा कुछ करने की ज़रूरत नहीं पड़ी. That's it. Sapna, correct answer. Shoaib, have you figured out where you made the mistake?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now there are questions related to, देखिए, we have discussed problems related to commutator algebra beforehand, but there is a huge number of questions of commutator algebra which involve angular momentum terms. So I'll give some of those questions as homework. Please go through them. That may require just an understanding of the various commutation relationships for angular momentum and some understanding of commutator algebra. That's it. कुछ नया नहीं है, कुछ बहुत deeply conceptual नहीं है. It's mostly mathematical problem, simplifying different terms and just substituting here and there to get the answer. Okay, आगे बढ़ते हैं. Now, थोड़ी देर पहले मैं आपको बता रहा था that मैंने आपसे पूछा था that what is the significance of the commutator of two Hermitian operators being zero. एक तो था कि uncertainty relation जो है exist नहीं करता, and दूसरा आप में से किसी ने बताया that they share the same eigenstates. You remember? Somebody said, right? They share the same eigenstates. They have a common basis for a given system, right? So therefore we will be choosing this as a convention for a given quantum mechanical system. When we use these two operators, they have the same basis for that, or that they have the same eigenstates for that given system. So when I talk about the system, what we are essentially talking about is we are talking about the hydrogen atom. So if I go back to the hydrogen atom, lecture number here. So here, if you remember, we were talking about the eigenfunction solutions for a hydrogen atom, which involved radial function, and you had the spherical harmonics. If you remember, this is the spherical harmonics. Now, when it comes to angular momentum, we are not concerned with the radial function, right? Radial function से हमारा कोई मतलब नहीं है. We are only concerned with the spherical harmonics. The spherical harmonics represent the eigenstates corresponding to angular momentum for this kind of a spherically symmetric potential. So we are only interested in this. So let me write down the spherical harmonics here. So when we are interested in the eigenvalues, and eigenvectors of L square and Lz, ठीक है? ऐसा situation में the spherical harmonics for a central potential which is spherically symmetric like a hydrogen atom comes out to be क्या था? Y Lm theta comma phi is equal to -1 to the power m root over 2l plus 1 l minus m 4 pi l plus m factorial plm cos theta e to the power iota m phi. These are the eigenvectors or eigenstates, yeah, eigenfunctions, right? For a spherically symmetric potential. All right, जहाँ पे you are familiar with the fact that L represents the azimuthal quantum number, goes from 1 to n, and m represents the magnetic quantum number, goes from -L to +L. Okay. The question is, if these are the eigenvectors,
Sir.
we are, yeah.
सर ये जो इक्वेशन में फैक्टोरियल है ना ऊपर वाले पार्ट में l माइनस m फैक्टोरियल, ये 2l प्लस 1 पर भी है या फिर l माइनस m पर है या टोटल पर है?
L minus m पर है.
ओनली?
हाँ. थिंक सो। लास्ट टाइम मेरे से गलती हो गई थी जब मैंने एक्सप्रेशन लिखा था। मैं दोबारा कंफर्म कर देता हूँ आपको। हाइड्रोजन एटम 385। कहाँ, यहाँ पे है ही नहीं। ढूंढना पड़ेगा, है मुझे मिल नहीं रहा। आई थिंक ग्रिफिथ्स अभी कहाँ रखा है। हाँ, एक सेकेंड। सिर्फ L माइनस एम के ऊपर है। 2L+1 इज सेपरेट। ठीक है, ग्रिफिथ्स में यही दिया हुआ है। ओके, ऑलराइट। So these are the eigenvectors, and we are interested in what is the effect of Lx, what is the effect of Ly, what is the effect of Lz, and what is the effect of L square. But because I just now told you, either L square will share the eigenvectors with Lx, or it will share the eigenvectors with Ly, or it will share the eigenvectors with Lz. So we are interested in basically L square and Lz. Okay. So then when we apply L square and Lz, then we obtain two very, very important eigenvalue equations. It can be shown that if we take y Lm, which is a function of theta phi, ठीक है, इसके ऊपर मैं अगर L square को एक्ट करता हूं, if L square acts on this, then what you get is y Lm theta comma phi, you get small l plus 1 h cross square. So this is an eigenvalue equation, right? So for example, when an operator acts on a state, you get lambda psi. This is what it is, nothing else. Okay, lambda is the eigenvalue.
तो सर ये जो लैम्डा होगा वही L+1 h का स्क्वायर होगा।
Yes, yes, yes. इसका मतलब ये है that L+1 h cut square is actually an eigenvalue, which means that if I measure L square in a given system, then this is one of those possible measurements that the system will reveal to us. So that's why it's important. So L square is the operator and its corresponding eigenvalue is this, which is important to us. Okay. And similarly, by the way, iska detailed derivation I think Zetli mein diya hua hai. These are complicated functions. If you're interested, you can check it out. Not at all important. What's important is the further discussion. But this is the starting point. Similarly, if y Lm theta phi, iske upar you have Lz acting on it. Okay, Lz acting on it. Then the answer you get is here you get mh cross, which means that if you make a measurement on this system, of Lz. Lz means if you try to measure the z component of angular momentum, then this is the eigenvalue, which means that this is one of the values that you will get in that measurement. And these two expressions are very important. This is further written in for simplicity in this manner. You remember that when we were talking about the harmonic oscillator, in harmonic oscillator case, we used nket to represent the eigenstate psi n. It depends upon the formulation. Mostly in the Schrodinger formulation, we use mathematical function psi n x, or in terms of ket-Bra notation, we use some kind of a ket vector. So when it comes to angular momentum, we don't represent this as y, but it is written much simply as L square acting on small l small m ket. Okay, because why? Because ultimately it is the small l and small m quantum number that is associated with this eigenvector, right? So therefore we write it in terms of the quantum number l and m. So when we write it in this manner, I get small l plus 1 h cross square small m ket. Similarly, Lz acting on small m ket is equal to mh cross small m ket. So essentially the eigenvector small m ket is nothing but the state. Here it is not the complete state, it simply represents the spherical harmonics, but as far as questions involving angular momentum is concerned, we are only interested in this part of the wave function which contains L and M quantum number. We are not interested in the others because radial wave function is not really going to make any difference to the angular momentum. So therefore, this becomes a very important expression. Okay. What is the eigenvalue of L square? It is small l plus 1 h cross square. And what is the eigenvalue of Lz? It is mh cross. ठीक है, ये आपको याद रखना है. These are going to be very, very, very important. Now, these are not some random expressions. There is a lot of physical meaning behind it. And I'm going to explain it to you thoda sa in detail mein. The first expression has to do with quantization of the magnitude of angular momentum. What is L square? L square is the overall magnitude of angular momentum, right? Total magnitude of angular momentum square. And if you look at small l can take the values of what? Small l can take the values of 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. So that means these are all 0 को include करके फिर integers. It means angular momentum is also discrete. It's not continuous. So this leads to magnitude quantization of angular momentum. Now you guys are familiar with the quantization of energy. ठीक है ना? Whether it's infinite potential well, or whether it's harmonic oscillator, or whether it's hydrogen atom, you are familiar with quantization of energy. It means that if I draw an energy axis, that system can only exist in a very specific energy level. It cannot exist in the other values. In classical system, that is impossible. In classical systems, you can have a continuous distribution of energy. But in quantum systems, only certain values of energy are allowed. Similarly, in classical systems, when I measure angular momentum, I can have a continuous distribution of angular momentum values. But in quantum systems, when I measure angular momentum, I can only have specific values which are allowed by this equation. I cannot have any value that doesn't match this. Okay, no value of angular momentum for an electron in a hydrogen atom is possible that doesn't match this. So we end up getting magnitude of angular momentum quantization. It's quantized, discrete. It's not a continuous distribution, it's discrete values. Okay, And similarly, the next expression, Lz. Now that has to do with the z component. The second one has nothing to do with total angular momentum. It has to do with z component. So the moment we fix the z component, we are essentially also talking about direction. Okay, because when we talk about angular momentum, if you remember from classical mechanics, if there is a particle which is going in a particular plane, then the angular momentum has a direction which is directly perpendicular to the plane which that motion is taking place. So not only angular momentum has a magnitude, it also has a direction. And what is interesting in quantum mechanics is that there is not only quantization in the magnitude, but also quantization in the direction. That means the direction also cannot be random. The direction is also fixed, and it is fixed according to this expression. So this is known as space quantization. I don't know if you guys are following or not. मैं example से बता देता हूँ. If I give you an example, it will become clear. These are physically very significant relationships. Because physically speaking, we understand that in the quantum mechanical world, when we look at some kind of a system, then the angular momentum has discrete values, and it is also fixed in a specific direction. It cannot take any random direction. Okay. So let us take an example. Okay. आगे बढ़े, ये सब नोट डाउन कर लिया, मूव ऑन करें, आगे बढ़े.
सर
हाँ जी.
Lx और Ly के लिए मतलब हम आइगन वेक्टर्स नहीं निकालते ना.
देखिए मैंने आपको थोड़ी देर पहले बताया that you either have common eigenvectors between L square and Lz, or you have common eigenvectors between L square and Ly, or you have common eigenvectors between L square and Lx. Now the choice is yours. What do you want to choose? If we look at the
मतलब जो
literature, we do this. We
Lz पे
choose.
निकालेंगे भाई Ly पर आएगा ना, कॉमन हो गया तो.
नहीं नहीं नहीं, Ly का इंटरप्रिटेशन थोड़ा अलग हो जाएगा. मैं अभी एक ज्योमेट्रिकल इंटरप्रिटेशन से बताता हूँ, फिर L अनसर्टेन हो जाता है, अनसर्टेनिटी आ जाती है. देखो अभी
सर
हाँ,
आपने किसी बुक में इसका वो देखा, आइगन वेक्टर देखा है, मतलब कैसे लिखते हैं Lz का?
वही है जो रेडियल जो स्फेरिकल हार्मोनिक्स है, वही है आइगन वेक्टर. आप क्या पूछ रहे हो?
सर जैसे अगर आपके पास हो तो मैंने इसको एक बार कैलकुलेट किया था, तो ये कुछ नॉर्मलाइजेशन कांस्टेंट इसका 1/√2 पाई आया था. ऐसा ही आता है क्या
किसका?
Lz का? जो आइगन वेक्टर था ना, उसका नॉर्मलाइजेशन कांस्टेंट जो था 1/√2 पाई के समथिंग आया था.
यही तो आइगन वेक्टर है ना, यही तो आइगन
Lz का.
वेक्टर, यही तो आइगन वैल्यू इक्वेशन है ना. आइगन वैल्यू इक्वेशन में आइगन वेक्टर क्या होता है? जिसके ऊपर वो एक्ट करता है तो आपको आइगन वैल्यू टाइम्स द वेक्टर मिलता है. वही तो है ना ये
ओके सर.
आइगन वेक्टर.
तो
ये
अच्छा
है
सर.
ना साई है ना आइगन वेक्टर. जिस फंक्शन के
ओके सर.
ऊपर ऑपरेट करने के बाद यू कैन राइट इट एज अ स्केलर टाइम्स दैट फंक्शन, तो वो स्केलर आपका आइगन वैल्यू हो गया और वो फंक्शन आपका आइगन वेक्टर हो गया, है ना. नाउ ये मैंने बहुत स्पेसिफिकली सिर्फ हाइड्रोजन एटम के लिए लिया है, बट अदर सिस्टम्स आर आल्सो पॉसिबल, और वहां पे भी कोई अलग फॉर्मूला नहीं आएगा, सिमिलर ही एक्सप्रेशन आएंगे आपके पास. हाँ, स्पेसिफिक
तो इसमें सर
एग्जांपल में
पोटेंशियल कैसा होगा इसमें, सेंट्रल?
हाँ, सेंट्रल spherically symmetric potential. We deal with spherically symmetric potentials only. Okay, so ये है आपका आइगन वेक्टर जो मैंने just to take the discussion forward, I have taken the spherical harmonics of hydrogen atom. All right, let us do a geometrical interpretation, guys. Okay, geometrical interpretation to understand what they physically mean, because they help us develop an insight what's going on. So if you look at these two expressions are very important. Okay, they are very important. इसको भूलना है ही नहीं भूलना है बिल्कुल. And it's easy to remember. Eigenvalue of L square is this, eigenvalue of Lz is this. So if I try to find out, so basically what I end up getting is, I end up getting two things. First of all, when L square acts on a state Lm, from now on we will be writing the states as Lm, that's it. Which is L plus 1, H cross square, L cut Lm get. And दूसरा we have Lz acting on Lm gives us mh cross Lm get. Okay. So if I find out the expectation value of L square with respect to one eigenstate, right? We can always find out the expectation value with respect to one eigenstate. Then what will we get? We will get L plus 1, L comma m in a product L comma m, which comes out to be, sorry, L plus 1 h cross square, L plus 1 h cross square. So this comes out to be L plus 1 h cross square. So that means L square expectation value with respect to one state is this. So finally, we can write the angular momentum expectation value of a given state is L plus 1 root over h cut. ठीक है, ये आपका ये. I'm not talking about mixed state, I am talking about eigenstates, not talking about mixed state. So what is this? This is the actual magnitude of angular momentum, right? Actual magnitude of angular momentum. So now if we make a comparison, so what are the different kinds of possible values of L, 0, 1, 2, 3, like that? So if we look at s orbital, what is the L is for s orbital, L is equal to 0. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? Here, what is the angular momentum? इसको हम बोलते हैं, this is called magnitude of angular momentum, ऐसे बोलते हैं हम इसको, by the way. Sorry. So this is basically, मतलब angular momentum का magnitude ऐसे भी लिखते हैं. So what is this? The magnitude of the angular momentum is equal to 0, 0 plus 1 root over h cross is equal to 0. That's it. The angular momentum of s orbitals is always 0. मतलब s orbitals do not have any angular momentum. All right. Similarly,
जैसे अगर किसी भी पार्टिकल का लाइक इलेक्ट्रॉन अगर एस ऑर्बिटल मूव कर रहा है और अगर इसका एंगुलर मोमेंटम 0 हो जाए तो मतलब ये इस बात को कंफर्म कर सकता है कि एंगुलर मोमेंटम सिर्फ रिवॉल्यूशन को ही कंफर्म कर रहा है या रेस्ट को भी कंफर्म कर रहा है?
रेवोल्यूशन को या फिर
रेस्ट को.
देखो, क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में हम कभी पार्टिकल के ट्रैजेक्टरी की बात नहीं करते हैं, है ना? We never talk about particles trajectory, right? Right?
Yes, sir.
We also never talk about a particle having a certain velocity or being at rest. है ना? हम हमेशा एक्सपेक्टेशन वैल्यूज की बात करते हैं. मैकेनिक्स में we talk about velocity, rest or acceleration and all these things. But in quantum mechanics we never talk about it. Because in quantum mechanics we can never really figure it out, to be honest.
तो सर इसका फिजिकल मीनिंग क्या होगा? जैसे मतलब एंगुलर मोमेंटम 0 हो गया यहाँ पर, तो उसका
फिजिकल मीनिंग देखो, इनफाइनाइट पोटेंशियल वेल में आपका मोमेंटम का एक्सपेक्टेशन वैल्यू 0 है ना? इसको हम कैसे बोलते हैं? इसको ऐसे बोलते हैं कि इफ आई मेक अ मेजरमेंट, हो सकता है एक बार पार्टिकल इधर जा रहा है, और इफ आई मेक अनदर मेजरमेंट, हो सकता है पार्टिकल एक बार इधर जा रहा है, तो ओवरऑल जो है मोमेंटम कम्स आउट टू बी 0. यस, यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस?
यस सर.
सिमिलरली आप इसको फिजिकली ऐसे सोच सकते हैं कि हाइड्रोजन एटम में एक बार मेजर करते हैं तो पार्टिकल ऐसे जा रहा है, एक बार दूसरा ऐसे जा रहा है, तो ओवरऑल जो एक्सपेक्टेशन, ये क्या है? अल्टीमेटली एक्सपेक्टेशन वैल्यू ही तो है ना, दैट कम्स आउट टू बी 0. समझ रहे हो? वही है।
मीन्स इसमें कंफर्म नहीं है सर, इसलिए ऐसा है ना।
कंफर्म
इसलिए हो सकता
मतलब
है।
क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में हम इंडिविजुअल पार्टिकल और इंडिविजुअल इवेंट के लिए कुछ नहीं बोल सकते, हम एक ensemble of systems के लिए बोल सकते हैं. We can say, we can only talk about the average in a large number of measurements in similar systems, but we can never make a prediction about one event, right? And that's why it is like this. So in one event हो सकता है electron is going here, in another event electron is going there, but in a large number of measurements average comes out to be zero. वही है इसका मीनिंग. That's the s orbital. ठीक है.
ये सर कभी कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में ही नहीं आया था, आज क्लियर हुआ कि जीरो क्यों होता है।
ओके. देखो हम क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स में कभी एक इवेंट के बारे में कोई प्रेडिक्शन नहीं कर सकते कि इलेक्ट्रॉन कहाँ जा रहा है या नहीं जा रहा. हम खाली एवरेज बता सकते हैं. इट्स लाइक मैं अगर क्लास में एक टेस्ट लेता हूँ, मैं ये नहीं प्रेडिक्ट कर सकता कि तुम्हें कितने मार्क्स मिलेंगे, लेकिन मैं ये प्रेडिक्ट कर सकता हूँ कि पूरे क्लास का एवरेज कितना होगा. हो सकता कि 0 से 100 मार्क का एग्जाम है और पूरे क्लास का एवरेज एवरेज 50 है, दैट इज आई कैन प्रेडिक्ट. लेकिन हो सकता है किसी को 90 मिले, किसी को 10 मिले. आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग? इंडिविजुअल मार्क्स कैन बी डिफरेंट बट द एवरेज इज समथिंग. तो क्वांटम मैकेनिकल थियरी जो हमारे पास आज के टाइम पे है, दैट कैन ओनली प्रेडिक्ट द एवरेज. इट कैनॉट प्रेडिक्ट इंडिविजुअल values for individual particles. So that's why it is zero. The average is zero basically. So what about the other orbitals? Let's check. For p orbital, let's suppose L is equal to 1. In that situation, what will we get? This is equal to 1. 1 plus 1 root over h cross. So this is equal to root 2 h cross. This is the value of the angular momentum for particles in the p orbital. For d orbital, L is equal to 2. So this is equal to 2. 2 plus 1 root over h cross. So 2 into 3 root 6 h cross. For f orbital, L is equal to 3. So this is equal to 3 plus 1 root over h cross is equal to root 12 h cross. So angular momentum of the particle can only have these values only. It cannot have any value other than this. Therefore, this leads to quantization of angular momentum. Quantization of angular momentum. Now let's look at the right hand side. I hope that आप लोग समझ रहे हो. Not very difficult, but you are following. If you're not following, you can ask me if there is any doubt. Now here what happens in the right hand side, like if I take the example of for, let's suppose I take the example L is equal to 1. So if I take L is equal to 1, M can take the values of what? Minus 1, 0, plus 1. So if M can take the values of minus 1, 0 and plus 1, what are the possible eigenvalues of Lz? Minus h cross, 0 and h cross. Now what does it mean? It means that if a particle is in the, what is this, p orbital, right? L is equal to 1 p orbital. If a particle is in the p orbital, this one, particle is in the p orbital, it has a total angular momentum plus it has a component along the z-axis. Total angular momentum is always root 2 h cross. It cannot be anything else for a p orbital. But its component along the z-axis can be 0 h cross or minus h cross. So how do we visualize that? So let me draw a very small simple diagram. You must have seen this before in classes, university classes में तो काफी discussion होता है इनके ऊपर. एक simple diagram बनाते हैं, everything becomes clear. All right. So let's suppose that this is the electron. All right. Now, if you look at the classical model, if this is the hydrogen atom and this is the electron, all right. So what is the direction of the angular momentum? This is the direction of angular momentum. Yes or no? ये होगा अगर हाइड्रोजन
Yes,
एटम में इलेक्ट्रॉन ऐसे जा रहे हैं ना, ठीक है. तो नाउ लेट्स थिंक ऑफ इट, लेट्स ब्रिंग द क्लासिकल आइडिया बैक, बिकॉज हम तो दिमाग में जब सोचते हैं, वी कैन नॉट थिंक फ्रॉम अ क्वांटम मैकेनिकल पर्सपेक्टिव. We always visualize from a classical perspective because that is how our brains are used to. So if we think of it from a classical perspective, so let's say that this is the z axis and this is, let's suppose, the x comma y axis. Okay, matlab y is perpendicular to this. In that situation, what is this possibility? Let's suppose this possibility, okay, where total angular momentum is root 2 h cross, but the Lz is h cross. This possibility is when if we draw the angular momentum vector, okay, like this. Okay, you see this angular momentum vector? So this is the angular momentum vector. Okay, if this angular momentum vector, its magnitude is fixed on the radius of this circle such that its radius is basically equal to root 2 h cross. So L is equal to root 2 h cross, then its magnitude will be equal to root 2 h cross. But if I look at the z axis, it has a component along the z axis, right here. And that component along the z axis is h cross. It simply means that this angular momentum vector is precessing around a conical surface like this. ये जो angular momentum vector है ना, ये fixed नहीं है. It is possible for it to be in any orientation as long as it is part of the surface of this conical section. Can you visualize it? I am not talking about the plane of the electron's motion. I am talking about the angular momentum vector, which is perpendicular to the plane of the electron's motion. And this angular momentum vector is any possibility that has to do with this arrow precessing around the conical surface in this particular manner, so that its magnitude is constant, but its z component is basically equal to h cross. Clear hai? Geometrical interpretation of this combination, bataiye. Clear hai? Anybody?
Yes, sir.
If we look at the other possibility, this is the other possibility. Magnitude is root 2 h cross and z component is 0. It means that the angular momentum vector is precessing, or it is only part of this particular circle. Z component यहाँ पे सारा 0 है. और एंगुलर मोमेंटम वेक्टर का मैग्नीट्यूड हमें पता है, ठीक है. एंगुलर मोमेंटम वेक्टर जो है यहाँ पे आपका, it has a magnitude because magnitude depends upon length, which is the same radius of the circle, जो भी है, but its z component is equal to 0. Similarly, if we look at the next combination, this and this, then this will lead to this possibility. Where again the magnitude is equal to root 2 h cross and the z component direction change हो गया बस, और कुछ नहीं है, minus h cross. So the angular momentum vector is precessing in this particular manner. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding. So not only the magnitude of the angular momentum vector is fixed at root 2h, the direction is also fixed only along these specific directions. और कोई direction आपको allowed नहीं है. This corresponds to m is equal to 1. This corresponds to m is equal to 0. This corresponds to m is equal to -1. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे जो केस है आपका L is equal to 1 के लिए the magnitude is equal to root over L plus 1 h cross is equal to root 2 h cross, and जो LZ की वैल्यूज है आपकी it is minus h cross, 0 and plus h cross. Okay, how many orientations are possible here? 2L plus 1, L की वैल्यू जो भी होगी, orientations are possible. If I ask you, please tell me what is the angle of this. Okay, what is the angle of this? Orientation क्या है? Theta. I think you will be able to find out, right? Theta. If I say find theta, then what will be cos theta? Cos theta will be equal to
1/√2.
LZ upon L magnitude, है ना? Base base upon hypotenuse. Base upon hypotenuse. तो base क्या है आपका? MH cross, और hypotenuse क्या है? L plus 1. General expression ये है, L plus 1 H cross. ठीक है, ये तो फॉर आवर केस क्या हो जाएगा, ये आवर केस हो जाएगा ये दिस इज इक्वल टू H क्रॉस अपॉन रूट 2 H क्रॉस 1 अपॉन रूट 2 हो जाएगा. हो सकता है आपको दूसरे किसी एग्जाम्पल के लिए भी पूछ ले. एक चीज आप ध्यान में रखिए, फ्यू थिंग्स कीप इन माइंड. लास्ट शिवम आप कुछ पूछना चाहते थे?
आप पहले अक्षर खत्म कर दो उसको, फिर पूछेंगे.
ओके, सो
सर
यस,
अपने एल को मैग्नीट्यूड के टर्म में लिया और एलजेड को ऐसे पूछा.
LZ भी मैग्नीट्यूड है, L को वेक्टर लिखा ना, इसलिए मैग्नीट्यूड लिखना पड़ा. इफ आई राइट समथिंग एज लाइक दिस तो मैग्नीट्यूड के लिए करना पड़ता ना. LZ तो ऑलरेडी मैग्नीट्यूड है, वो तो वेक्टर है नहीं, है ना, समझ रहे हो आप? नंबर ओनली. तो आई कैन राइट दिस ऑल्सो, L ऑल्सो, नो प्रॉब्लम, बट ये ज़्यादा बेटर है, ये मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द L वेक्टर बेसिकली. So a few notes, please note down, very important. Number 1, vector L rotates. I mean, we don't know if it rotates or not, but it is it can take any of these configurations. Rotates along a conical surface the cone's height is MH cross and magnitude is LL plus 1 H cross. ठीक है, next LX and LY are indeterminate. ये नोटिस कीजिए. If we look at this diagram, we know what LZ is. ठीक है, we know what L square is. ठीक है, but do I know what is LX and LY at any given like LX and LY? No, because let's suppose I am talking about this. LX यहाँ पे क्या होगा, ये होगा LX, LY 0 होगा. But if I am talking about some other configuration, यहाँ पे LX कुछ और होगा, LY कुछ और होगा. Are you understanding? LX and LY can be anything. It is indeterminate. In fact, if you look at the symmetry of this situation, the expectation value of Lx for any configuration and the expectation value of Ly will always come out to be 0. ये चीज़ आप थोड़ा समझ लीजिए, ये important है, बाद में काम आएगा problem solving में. बताइए, yes or no? From the geometrical interpretation, does it become clear that if you think of an L vector as rotating about a conical surface in either direction in any manner, then Lx and Ly, which are essentially the components along the x and y axis तो इधर होगा, it is indeterminate and the average should always come out to be 0 because it can be positive as well as negative. बताइए, clear है?
यस सर.
Okay. So therefore, Lx and Ly are indeterminate. Only Lz and L square are well defined. ठीक है? Such that at any given point in time, Lx square plus Ly square plus Lz square is equal to L square. And from here, Lx square plus Ly square is equal to L square minus Lz square. Now there are questions involving Lx, Ly. वहाँ पे हम ये एक बहुत ही common formula है जो use करते हैं, that if I know L and if I know Lz, I can easily find out Lx square plus Ly square. I can easily find out from this particular equation. ठीक है? So I have given you an example of the geometrical interpretation involving Lx, Ly, Lz and L for the p orbital. I can give you a homework if you are interested. You can do the similar analysis for small l is equal to 2 d orbital. Try करना. ठीक है? I will share the solution in the PDF. बताइए, Shivam, you had to ask something.
सर क्लास ओवर.
Yeah, ask.
लेकिन सर मुझे अभी निकलना भी है.
Class is over. We are complete. In the next class, we will do problem solving. ठीक है? कोई
सर,
क्वेश्चन है? हाँ.
वो मैंने देखा था कुछ एक क्वेश्चन से, वो आप इसी में पढ़ाएंगे या कोई अदर टॉपिक में? इसी में
This
राइजिंग और लोअरिंग ऑपरेटर्स की.
एंगुलर मोमेंटम वाला क्वेश्चन है.
हाँ, एंगुलर मोमेंटम के कुछ क्वेश्चन थे राइजिंग और लोअरिंग ऑपरेटर से. वो आप इसी में भी टॉपिक करवाएंगे या?
L plus L minus.
यस सर.
हाँ, इसी में आएगा.
ओके.
ओके.
वो आप कल पढ़ाएंगे ना?
हाँ, पहले तो हम आइगन वैल्यू से रिलेटेड क्वेश्चंस करेंगे, वो खत्म हो जाएगा, फिर विल कम टू रेजिंग एंड लोअरिंग ऑपरेटर्स.
ओके सर. गुड नाइट सर.